As fans of cricket will all know, a single player can turn an innings, game or even a series on its head. Think Mitchell Johnson in 13-14 or Steve Smith in 2019. The upcoming Ashes in Australia is no exception. Fans will have their own theories about who can impact the series the most and tip not only individual matches but the series in favour of their team. Today I'll be looking at the top 6 players, 3 from each team, that I think will have the biggest impact on the 25-26 Ashes. Starting off, we have Australia. Now, a lot has been said about the team's selection, the ability or lack thereof of the selectors to make tough decisions. Personally, I'm not too displeased. I think it's realistically 15 of the best players in Australia. But the player, the batsman, I think will have the most impact on the Ashes is Steve Smith. He loves the Ashes. He's one of the best Ashes batsmen of all time. He's filling in the captain for at least the first test. I think he'll have a big impact in the field as well as with his batting. Smith is obviously coming in hot, having played 3 first-class innings for New South Wales, 118, 56 not, and 57. Last 2 coming in a demolition by the Barney Vicks. Smith has always, as said earlier, excelled when it comes to the Ashes, having scored 11 Ashes tons, the most of any current batsman, and with his current form and the likelihood he'll be his last home Ashes series, I think he is the danger man for Australia. The second player I see making a real impact for the series for Australia is Scott Boland, and it's a controversial one. He may not be in Australia's best 11, but he's still ranked 7th in the ICC Test Bowler rankings. We all know he will play at least the first test in Perth, but like last summer, he can make a real impact in the limited game time he gets. While it was Hazelwood who made way for Boland last summer, reports are suggesting Cummins' injury may be longer than initially feared. Fear not though, as Boland's sheer consistency and resilience make him an incredible bowler. If he isn't taking wickets himself, he is, as he has said, setting it up for the bowler at the other end. His ability to hit a line length time after time is something to be admired. When Scott Boland gets an opportunity in cricket, 9 times out of 10 he takes it. We won't talk about his ODI or T20I career though. Since debuting against England in the Ashes in 2021, he has taken over 60 wickets at around a 16 average, giving him the lowest average of a minimum 50 wickets in the last 110 years. While the English have said they don't fear him, I think he's one to watch out for. Besides, remember what happened when the last time English didn't fear an Australian bowler? That's right, Mitchell Johnson. The third and final Australian player that I think will have a major say in the outcome of the series is Travis Head. Head has developed into one of the most dangerous middle-order batsmen in world cricket over the last few years. When he gets going, he changes the tempo of the entire match. We've seen it countless times. A quick fire 50 or 100 from Head can take a game that's evenly poised and blow wide open. His ability to counter-attack when the ball is doing a bit or when the team's under pressure is second to none. He's the type of player who, like Gilchrist or Warner, their best, doesn't let the balls settle. England will know that they don't get him early, he could be chasing leather for the next 2 hours. Head's record in Australia is phenomenal. He could do some serious damage if he gets going. Now on to England. The first English player that stands out to me as potentially series defining is Joe Root. It might seem obvious, but for England to have any hope of winning the Ashes away from home, Root needs to have a massive series. He's the best pure batsman in their lineup and one of the best in the world. But his record in Australia hasn't been what he'd like. Obviously no Ashes century on Australian soil. If England are to win, this has to change. Root's technique and temperament are class, and the way he handles spin and pace alike gives England a stability that few others can provide. With the Aussie quicks likely to go hard at him early, how he handles that initial burst will be key. If Root can get through the first hour consistently, he can easily end up as the leading run scorer for the series. I think he's the one player who can truly stand up to the Australian attack and bat for long periods if needed, something England will desperately desire. Second English player I'm looking at is Mark Wood. His express pace is England's biggest X factor. On Australian pitches where bounce and carry reward genuine speed, Wood would be a real handful. We saw a glimpse of what he can do in 21-22 when England was being dominated. He still managed to trouble Australia's best with his pace and aggression. If he can stay fit, he could genuinely change games. There's no substitute for raw pace, and if Wood gets on a roll, he can produce some of those devastating spells that take 3 or 4 wickets in the space of half an hour, of the rest of England's attack being more about control and movement. Wood's ability to break partnership through intimidation could be a major weapon. The only question, as always, is whether his body can handle 5 tests in Australian conditions, and what England decide to do with him and Archer in tandem. The final English player I think could have a massive influence is Harry Brook. He's been England's most exciting batting discovery in recent years. He's aggressive, confident, and capable of taking the game away in a session. Brook plays a brand of cricket that fits perfectly with England's current mindset under Stokes and McCullum. He doesn't just survive, he dominates, but the big test for him will be whether that style holds up in Australia. Fast, bouncy tracks are a whole different challenge to the flatter decks that England have been producing recently, where he scored most of his runs. If he adapts quickly, he could be the difference between England competing and collapsing. He's got the belief you need to succeed at this level, and if he can make early runs, it'll take the pressure off the senior players like Root and Stokes. I think he's a real danger man for England, and potentially England's breakout Ashes star. Anyway, that is my 6 players that will shape the Ashes. Please leave a like if you did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video of a big summer coming up.